Tell me what's working such that you're producing so much business. In the last 12 months, you're over 110 units.
It's the accountability. For me, it's all systems. Having a 38 touch plan where 38 times a year, everybody in mine or my team's database is being touched in a positive way.
Help me with your journey, man. How did you end up becoming a real estate agent?
Spent my career and studied up to be a corporate accountant, a forensic accountant for a manufacturing firm. I thought that was my career. I was capping out about $75,000 a year, $80,000 a year. I even had an interview with like the Treasury, and they were going to offer me benefits at $110,000. And I thought that was my life. I loved accounting. I ate and breathed it. Systems, protocols, forecast. It's what I loved. I loved going and finding the problem in something and bringing a solution to the table for the executive team. And so did all that, got my, was the undergrad, went to grad school, started my CPA exam in Texas. I didn't get my license as a CPA. I was studying for my exam back in 2011, went through a horrific tragedy. There was a construction accident, broke almost every bone in my body. Couldn't do accounting anymore. I was in a body cast for about 7 months, and they said, no more accounting for you. I tried to go back a year after recovery and just couldn't do the work anymore. Couldn't be on a computer 60 hours a week.
What was the accident, man? Like you say, what happened?
Yeah, it was a construction accident. Me and my best friend in the whole world, we stepped out. She was the one that I thought I was going to marry, and her and I lived on the fourth floor of an apartment complex. I lived there for 2 weeks, didn't even have couches in there. Stepped out to the balcony, the whole thing collapsed under my feet. The only thing that saved my life was an air conditioning unit. And again, I'm a testimony. Yeah.
You fell 4 stories.
I did. Testimony. Like I said, the AC turned into an accordion. I fell and it took all my impact, but it took me in this journey, the start of this journey that made me the fighter that I am in my business, in my life. I don't give up on things. I don't let any situation jump in front of me that says, Michael, this is your destiny. And
talk to me about the 8 months that you spent healing. You're in a body.
It was tough. Yeah. Body, mental. I mean, at the end of the day, prescription painkillers, that's a real thing. That's a real addiction. I'd never taken painkillers in my life, but I mean, just to go to sleep at night from the bones recovering was just brutal. A lot of challenges, a lot of roads, but God has helped me get through this, and the people and the family surrounding me kind of, just put me in a position where I just wanted to live again.
What happens next?
So I'm in the second basement of the hospital that saved my life. The only thing around me are white walls, a plant in the corner, and the lady that comes and changes the trash once a week. That's my only communication with the outside world as a construction accountant for a hospital. And so I'm there. I gave it a year. I'm a year into it. I'm on my laptop. I start my week on Monday, and I was pretty much finished with my work by Tuesday. And I had to chill for 3 days in this white office, working on my hoops in the trash can. I mean, doing whatever I could do to stay busy. And I'm looking at my cousin online on her computer, like I'm on Facebook or social media, just absolutely crushing it in real estate, absolutely crushing it every day, and kind of just taking these milestones in her career. I think she was in business that she was 18 years old, but I mean, she just built this powerhouse team. And at the age I was, when all this happened, I think I was probably around 26 or 27, and she was about 31, maybe 30, just a few years older than me. And when I saw what she was doing, I said, wow, this is something that I love. And I just gave her a call. She said, come out for 1 weekend, spend a Saturday with me. It's a Friday or Saturday. I went out to San Antonio, spent 8 hours with her, and saw how she ran this mega team from this office space. And she had these systems of lead gen it was systemized. I sat on like 4 listing appointments with her within about like an hour, 45 minutes. And it was like, bam, 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 like all 4 taken. And the way that she moved and orchestrated her team, I said, wait a minute, this is all a system. This is what I'm good at. I was licensed in 2 weeks and came to Dallas, and I've lived in Dallas, but came back to Dallas, was licensed in 2 weeks after that. And the rest is history. This is a career that I've grown to just have such a passion for.
So you go back, you join KW, I'm assuming, right off the break.
Not right out of the gate. I went and tried to train with KW, but I was, a new agent, new in the business. I had a friend that, made a lot of promises and said, Mike, this is where you should go. I'm going to walk you through all of your contracts. We're going to take good care of you. I went to a local, more boutique brokerage that my buddy was a broker of in the beginning. soonly realized there was not that training, not that support in place. There was not that culture in place. Everything was take, and really no learning. I mean, I learned all of my own contracts in the beginning through YouTube late at night, trying to figure it out on my own. And that's just kind of the reality. And when I'm looking at my numbers that come out of all this, I'm like, great, yeah, 2 real estate transactions closed and a lease my first year in the business. This is amazing, right? And one of those deals, another agent took from me within the brokerage because I was on my honeymoon, and she came in and got a rep agreement signed and took them from me. So I was like, wow, I'm in a brokerage that just takes. I got to change my life a little bit. I said at that point in time, I was coaching at the time with Tom Ferry's organization. I was with them for about 2 or 3 years. And right when I first started, they brought over the top producer in our marketplace, brought her to the stage. And I said, I'm going to go have coffee, and I'll join her team. I'll join her team next week. Literally asked her to join. I was maybe joined and signed up with a Remax outfit 3 to 4 days after I saw her. She got me right into systems, lead gen, accountability. And again, she was a primary Zillow agent. 150% of her stuff came from Zillow.
Wow.
So I needed to be a master of the scripts right out of the gate if I wanted to commit and be a part of, my growth, to start my journey. Every year I was with her from year one. I think I had like 52 deals, 60, 70, 80 deals with her when I started taking listings. I was with her for about 2 years, and then decided to, again, take this to a different level, turn up the heat on the luxury side of the market, and really start building my own team so that I can essentially have that culture. There was no better fit for that area to establish that culture and establish that team than Keller Williams. And so I came back to my team lead here, who approached me early on, and came back. I said, okay, here I am. Let's start the journey together.
Tell me what's working such that you're producing so much business. I mean, in the last 12 months, you're over 110 units, right? I mean, like, this thing is taking off. What is it that's making it rain?
It's the accountability. It's MAPS coaching for sure. I said that was the best decision of my life. Again, Alexis said, hey, I need you to go talk to this MAPS coach. You need to get on the train. I said, okay. I listened to her. I keep myself accountable, listening to her, following her guidance on things. But my first beat out of MAPS coaching, I was with Jeannie Osnes, and just the power in that woman's mind, and just the way that she sees things systematically, and the way she sees cost and the overspending. It was right out of the gate. I mean, my first year with her, I was a $30,000 a month Zillow spender, turned into, and that was 70% of my GCI was all from Zillow transactions. Dropped it 100%. That literally within 3 months of work with Jeannie, Zillow's gone out the door. Never spent another dollar on Zillow again, and converted and started getting into systems that make 60%, 70% of my GCI now directly from my SOI, directly from my team members' SOI.
Tell me about that, then. How does that work?
For me, it's all systems. Some of these systems, by the way, I took from your program over at Metrics out of Phoenix. So just some of the things that other top producers were doing there, I made my own little systematic changes to it, and had a lot of success on it. But just on the SOI piece, having a 38 touch plan where 38 times a year, everybody in mine or my team's database is being touched in a positive way. We're sending 4 very powerful gifts a year, 4 calls a year, 12 newsletters, 10 testimonial cards that are going out when we have really big closings within their area and within their neighborhood, reminding them the power that we have in this metroplex.
Let me hit you on this. You said 4 powerful gifts. Give me a couple of examples of some cool gifts.
Oh man, the best thing of my biggest return, my biggest ROI last year was my pecan pie from Houston, Texas. Goody Bakery. It comes in a wooden container. Every year, last year I sent 250 pies out with my logo branded on it, saying thankful for being in your life, or a part of your life. And it was,
Michael, will you send me a pie? I love a pecan pie.
I'll send it to you tomorrow, Jason. Give me an address. It's the best you ever had. It's crack pie.
I can't wait for this. All right, so you got the pecan pie. What else you got? Give me another example.
The fun little things for the kids, especially, we'll mix around some VIP gifts, but out of the 4, it's like a big, just fun Easter kind of gift around Easter, something around, 4th of July or Labor Day weekend. And then something on their, anniversary of them closing on their home with us. If they weren't a client,
I love that.
Yeah, if they weren't a client of ours, and we're just in our sphere, center of influence, we'll do something fun, at another time of the year, maybe in the beginning of the year after New Year's. Just letting them know that we'll think of them, whether it's a co-branded box of cookies with a nice tin that has our logo on it, saying thank you for being a part of our circle.
Tell me about these 4 calls. Is there anything important about them, or is it just important that I make the quarterly phone calls?
Oh, it's important. It's again, it's your database. It's your data bank. It's protecting us not being in a position that we all have been in, where we slot Logan at social media, and our second cousin Charlie just closed on his $800,000 house with somebody from EXP.
Yep.
Trying to prevent that. It's always taking that action to. You can't be disappointed in that if you didn't take the action to stay in front of cousin Tony or Joey every step along the way. So making those calls very intentional, not just about, hey, this is what the market's doing. This is about market updates. Hey, I'm calling because it's been a long time since we talked. Just want to see how you and your family are doing. Having that personal tie to let them know that you care.
More human. I love that. All right, newsletters, 12 of them. What's in a newsletter that matters? What's the 1 or 2 rules for a newsletter?
So for mine, it's all about market statistics. What is the market doing? For ours, Brandon, we always have video content right out front, talking about, again, kind of a recap on that market, on what that market change is doing or what that market shift is doing, just some kind of that nice, short informational piece. We give a screenshot of important events hitting in that month here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, letting people know that we're, knowledgeable of our local area and fun things that are, coming up and things. If there's one of our team events or a big event that we're hosting, again, for this year, we've committed to 4 SOI team member events where we have all of our past client events 4 times a year now, something fun. Those events will be on there. And then just at the end, just showing a quick snapshot of how we're crushing it at every part of the market, whether it's at a $25 million listing or a $200,000 property. We want to let everyone know, hey, we're diverse. We diversify and we bring value at all price points.
What about these 12 testimonial cards? Or 10, sorry. What's a testimonial card?
Testimonial cards, if we have a pending or something, once it goes pending status, automatically a trigger is pulled where the director of operations and my listing manager will send and pull city by city. So every one of my clients in a 10-mile vicinity of Keller, Texas, there's probably about 5 to 6 surrounding cities to Keller. If one of our past clients hit in that target zone, that radius, they're also getting looped into that automatic, geographical type of farming, program, so that we're getting that postcard and testimonial that's branded to the team out.
I love that. Okay, and then these 4 client events. Any 1 or 2 things I need to know about a client event, or is it what I think it is?
Yeah, just something fun. Again, make it more personal. Don't make it about selling. I think on Christmas we really crushed it last year. We had Santa Claus and a professional photographer and a cappuccino cart and a machine, and it was all about just harnessing relationship and showing people that we care. We're not just real estate agents, but then that natural conversion just started happening right away.
You're at $1.5 million GCI year to date. I mean, things are good. And
that's just year to date. That's not pending. So I'm on track. I'm on track for 100 million in sales, 120 million in sales if everything closes. So I expect that number. Like I said, I have close to about 950,000 pending right now. We have a lot of new construction stuff in the pipeline.
How has money changed the way that you're living, or has it?
It's allowed me to support and care for the most important thing in my life, which is my family, and give them the life that they deserve. Give my wife the life that she deserves. Give my kids the life that they deserve, and again, just be a better caretaker. Give them a future. Like just being able to know that when my kids go to college, they're going to go to any school that they want because I'm funneling their college fund, with 12 to 20,000 a year right now. Just really kind of taking those steps.
I'll tell you what, man. This is it's inspiring. So now that you're hitting that 120 million, do you feel like you've arrived, or do you feel like you're just getting started, or do you feel like
I feel like I'm just getting started? I really am. I'm going to be pursuing some expansion pieces down in Houston. I believe at the end of the year on the luxury side, we have some big connections in Houston and Austin as well. So get ready for me next year. You'll see me in a couple different cities in there.
Oh, you're still here. This was when the credits roll and you're waiting to see the cliffhanger for the next movie, just like in a superhero movie, and that would make me the superhero. Let me tell you what happens next. More great content. You want to make more money, have more time, click here. That's it.